Hey guys, so finally your wait is over. I'm back with the most requested and the most important video, that is the important questions of physiology. Welcome to my channel, Not Just a Medico. In this video, I'm gonna tell you about the most important, repeated and frequently asked questions from your previous year's question papers. I have included maximum questions, so I can assure you guys that you can easily score distinction in this subject. Only if you are thorough with all these questions, hence you should not skip any of the questions. It also depends upon the way you present your answer. So, to know which textbook I referred during my first year, I'll provide the link of the video in the description box, so do not forget to check it out. Now, without any further delay, let's get into the video. But before that, let me tell you guys that there might be few printing mistakes, so I'm gonna dictate all the questions, please note it down. You might miss few questions if you skip the video. As you can see the questions here, let's begin with the chapter Hematology. In this, the important questions are: first one, define and classify anemia. Second one, role of platelets in hemostasis. And what is thrombocytopenic purpura? Third one, hazards of mismatched blood transfusion. Fourth one, pernicious anemia. Fifth one, regulation of normal blood calcium level. Sixth one, erythropoiesis and the factors affecting it. Seventh one, functions of thrombocytes. Eighth one, intrinsic mechanism of coagulation. Ninth one, Landsteiner's law, application of this law in ABO and RH system. 10th one, functions of plasma proteins. 11th one, extrinsic mechanism of blood clotting. And the last question is functions of lymph. Now moving on to the next chapter, that is nerve muscle physiology. In this the important questions are: the first one, motor unit, explain its role in muscle contraction. Second one, sliding filament theory of muscle contraction. Third one, contractile proteins. Fourth one, with the help of graph, describe action potential recorded from a nerve fiber, explain its ionic basis. Fifth one, NMJ, neuromuscular transmission. Sixth one, ionic changes of action potential. Seventh one, saltatory conduction. Eighth one, sarcomere, draw and explain. Ninth one, excitation and contraction coupling of skeletal muscles. 10th one, myasthenia gravis, write about its clinical features and treatment. 11th one, contraction cycle of skeletal muscle. 12th one, isotonic and isometric contractions. 13th one, difference between skeletal muscle, smooth muscle and cardiac muscle. 14th one, with SD curve, explain Riobase and chronics. And this was all about this chapter. Now moving on to the next chapter, that is cardiovascular system. In this, the first one, cardiac cycle, left ventricular pressure changes during cardiac cycle. Second one, BP and its regulation. Third one, serious changes during exercise. Fourth one, properties of cardiac muscle. Fifth one, cardiac output and factors regulating it. Sixth one, conducting system of heart. Seventh one, difference between first and second heart sounds. Eighth one, factors regulating venous return. Ninth one, coronary circulations, 3 features. 10th one, draw and label normal ECG waves and write its causes for each wave. Now coming to the next chapter, that is respiratory system. In this the important questions are: first one, with graph explain the mechanics of ventilation, pressure changes in ventilation. Second one, oxygen dissociation curve, factors causing the shift of curve to the right and left. Third one, neural regulation of respiration with the neat labeled diagram on Herring-Breuer's reflex. Fourth one, chemoreceptors and their role in regulation of respiration. Fifth one, Bohr's and Haldane's effect. Sixth one, respiratory changes taking place during exercise. Seventh one, dead space and explain its types. Eighth one, timed vital capacity and its clinical significance. Ninth one, hypoxia and its types. 10th one, spirogram, lung volumes and normal values. 11th one, chemical regulation of respiration. 12th one, structure and functions of membranes of respiration. And add one more extra question, that is various method of artificial respiration. And yes, we are done with this chapter. Now moving on to the next chapter, that is digestive system. In this the important questions are: the first one, composition of gastric juice secretion and its regulation. Second one, composition of saliva and mention its functions. Third one, events in phases of deglutition. Fourth one, phases of regulation of gastric juice secretion. Fifth one, functions of large intestine. Sixth one, defecation reflex. Seventh one, functions of bile or bile salts. Eighth one, functions of succus entericus and its regulation and secretion. Ninth one, functions of liver. 10th one, different movements in GIT. As you can see, I have written few numbers next to the question. That's actually the page numbers in the textbook which I had written for my reference, so please ignore it. Now moving on to the next chapter, that is renal system. In this, the first one, resorption of sodium and its regulation adapted by the kidneys. Second one, mechanism of maturation reflex with diagram. Third one, renal tubular handling or resorption of glucose. Fourth one, what is effective filtration pressure and give its normal value, state how this value is achieved. Fifth one, insulin clearance as a measure of GFR. Sixth one, counter current mechanism in kidney. Seventh one, juxtaglomeralar apparatus, write any three functions. Eighth one, regulation of GFR by kidneys. And lastly, an extra question, that is renal function test. And yes, finally we are done with this chapter. Now moving on to the next chapter, that is reproductive system. In this, the important questions are, the first one, contraceptive methods in males and females. Yes, there is a spelling mistake. The second one, enumerate the secondary sexual characteristics in male. Third one, enumerate the secondary sexual characteristics in a female. Fourth one, spermatogenesis. Fifth one, milk ejection reflex. Sixth one, changes occurring in females at puberty. Seventh one, phases of menstrual cycle and hormonal basis. Eighth one, oogenesis. Ninth one, pulmonary surfactant and its role in pulmonary function. And that's all about this chapter. Now moving on to the next chapter, that is special senses. In this, the important questions are, the first one, refractive errors of the eye, and write a note on its correction. Yes, there is a printing mistake. Third one, explain the property of refractive period. Fourth one, name the types of deafness and write the test to differentiate them. Fifth one, functions of middle ear. Sixth one, refractive errors of eye. And write down the extra questions, that is color blindness. The next one, functions and parts of middle ear. Now moving on to the next chapter, that is nervous system. In this, the important questions are, the first one, differentiate between upper motor neuron lesion and lower motor neuron lesion. Second one, define reflexes, draw diagram of reflex arc. Third one, discuss the properties of reflexes and types of reflexes. Fourth one, sensory receptors and properties of receptors. Fifth one, trace pyramidal pathway, define paraplegia, hemiplegia, monoplegia and hemiparesis. Sixth one, properties of neuron. Seventh one, ascending pathways, trace the pathway for pain and fine touch. Eighth one, give the formation, circulation and functions of CSF and add a note on lumbar puncture. Ninth one, synapse and properties of synapse. 10th one, properties of neuron. 11th one, Parkinsonism. 12th one, Wallerian degeneration. 13th one, give an account of circulation and functions of CSF. 14th one, features of motor homunculus. 15th one, functions of basal ganglia. 16th one, stretch reflex with diagram. 17th one, pain pathway, that is the pain gate theory. 18th one, functions of cerebellum. 19th one, myelinated and unmyelinated nerve fibers. 20, synapse with a labeled diagram. 21, flexion withdrawal mechanism. 22, propagation of nerve impulse in myelinated and non-myelinated nerve fibers. And add an extra question, that is define memory and types of memory. Now, as you can see, there are few more important questions here which are of different chapters. In that, the first one, describe the body mechanisms by which it tolerates cold environment. Second one, functions of skin. Third one, triple response. Fourth one, define REM and NREM sleep. Fifth one, differentiate the features of REM and NREM sleep. Sixth one, differentiate cell-mediated immunity from humoral immunity. Seventh one, immunity and its types. Eighth one, body mechanism to tolerate heat. Ninth one, refractory period difference in cardiac and skeletal muscle. 10th one, rhodopsin cycle. 11th one, functions of placenta. 12th one, explain the immunological test for pregnancy. 13th one, different phases of action potential and its ionic basis. And yes guys, finally we have come to an end of this video. These were all the questions that were repeated in your previous year question papers. I would suggest you guys not to miss any of these questions. Prepare well for your exams, and if you have any queries, do let me know in the comment section below. And do not forget to check out the video that which textbook I referred during my first year for physiology. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, take care and bye bye.